And good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Music Free Gaming. All the gaming of those other streams, but none of the music. I hope you're having a fabulous day today. It is Thursday, and it's really Thursday this time. I know I kind of got that wrong on Tuesday, but yes, it is in fact Thursday, which means tomorrow is Friday, and those are all good things. Thursdays are good, Fridays are good. Pretty much any day that ends in Y can be a good day. So I'm all excited to get into this. Couple of things before I get started. Well, maybe I won't. Maybe I won't do it before I get started. Let's whoosh over to the gameplay. All right. So, couple of things first. You hear the slimy squishiness. Well, let me show you what was going on, and this will take a little bit to hop around there real quick, and then I'll go get to the walls. So, I was down here under my mountain digging for resources, right? And I found a slime chunk. So, I've decided to make a little bit of a slime farm. Now, this one doesn't go over completely. I have a staircase I need to deal with. But that's why... Fly up here for a minute. Yeah, but that's why you're hearing slime sounds. It's because, hey, the sliminess ended up over here, and so now I'm getting a little bit of slime, which is good because I was running out. I needed that for sticky pistons, and I was absolutely running out. So let's hear it. This is, was it Logical Geek Boy? Well, no, it's an adaptation from... It was adapted from Logical Geek Boy. I can't remember. I saw a couple of different ones when I was looking at that. So his actually, I think, is smaller. This is a big one. I cleared all the way up to the top just to keep myself safe. Because, you know, why not? All right. So let's get back over here to the project. Now, here's a couple of other things I've done just off stream. First off, you might notice the grass looks a little bit different. I changed to the Vanilla Tweaks grass blocks sides. So these hills look a little bit less cool than the Lambda Better Grass plugin, which then sort of smoothed this out and all that stuff. But this actually works with the other plugin I added called Sodium, which is a nice plugin for Fabric, which gives some of the Optifine style performance tweaks without actually being Optifine. So, yeah, so that's fun and exciting. See, I like that, which is cool. Like, I don't remember when I dropped into my storage area. I've got this nice storage system. It's not Tango Tech's system, but it's one similar to it. I think it's one that fixes a couple of the lag issues that Tango Tech has on his. But it really, vanilla Minecraft really hates that. There's some lighting updates. Optifine handles it just fine. Sodium also handles it. So I wanted something there that would take care of that. Now, also, you can see the snow is doing the same thing as the grass did. So, not quite as... actually, I think it... On the hillsides like this, it looks better. But it's not quite as smooth where it actually runs into dirt. But that's okay. It's okay. We'll just deal with that. So... so much grass. But the cool thing is, hey, I've got performance, and that's what counts. All right. So let's see now. I need to bring in some stuff. Now, I think this wall is actually going to be castle-ish. Castle-ish sounds like a Almost sounds like a casserole, which is different but also potentially tasty. For those of you who are into casseroles, all right, so let's see. Let's take this, and I want to do this. Is I'm going to run this wall this way for a minute. I'm going to kind of follow this curve here just a bit. Not completely, because that would make... that'd be a little too much, but... oh, come on. But enough. I just want to follow that curve right around this way, and up we go. All right, now, do I want to run the castle around this way? I think I do. So, here's the deal, right? So I've got this castle wall that's going that way. I'm going to continue it around there. And the question is, do I want to bring the wall around here and line this? And I think I do. And the reason I think I do is if you were actually having a castle here, that is a big flippin' cliff. It's a big flippin' cliff. Anyway, you'd want to have some form of defensive thing on this as this comes this way. Now, in theory, there is a river biome that does continue right around this way, but the river biome is somewhat... actually, this is technically river biome right here, too. And that's a squid. Anyway, you'd want to block that off. So, at least have a guard post there watching over that. So let's see. Of course, the other thing about Friday, which I'm really excited about, is the next episode of WandaVision comes out. I really liked the first two. They were definitely weird, but then they started to get weirder, and that was fun. So, I'm excited. This has been your spoiler-free reaction to WandaVision. Definitely weird, and I think I like it. Alright, so let's see. I want this wall to come this way. So this is a nice 45-degree angle, so it's all good. Now, yeah, I think I'll do it this way. We'll just run this right across here like this. Yeah. Okay, so I think let's do it this way. Something along these lines. This is kind of sort of what I've had elsewhere, but... and it's a wall, right? So the walls tend to be sort of straight. Now I think what I'm going to do here... oh, hey, that's a skeleton over there. It's a nice skeleton, I'm sure, but... I think what I may end up doing here is building some form of tower. So this section of wall here will probably change and adapt. So I'm going to wait a little bit before I get that in. You know, like you do. All right, so now this wall, I'm going to do this way. It seems like maybe it's just the way the world generation has gone, but this sort of angle, this 2 by 1 by 2 by 1, has been really the theme here. All right. So yeah, so now I think I'm going to come at this 45. Yeah, that'll work. It's going to be a little steep here, I suppose, but okay. Yeah, so now let's see. How do I want to do this? And I like having the wall hug the hillside, which is part of the idea here. And again, it's part of the challenge. So I think what I'm going to do here is let's continue this. I think this is going to be fairly good here. Just this, again, 2 blocks by going over 2 and over 1 and over 2 and over 1. All right, until I get, yeah, I guess that's okay. Okay, so I'm not totally, not following the hillside completely, but so here's an interesting variation in the pattern. All right, just sort of, oh, you know what? I should probably go find a bed. I know there's one over here somewhere. There it is. I said there's a beacon here somewhere. I know there's a bed. I suppose I could actually carry a bed with me, but that would make too much sense, right? Sure. Oops. Not so much. All right. So for now, right now I'm just going to get the get this wall all laid out here, and exciting. Do I have another wandering trader? Maybe that was one that was already there, but they are everywhere. Okay, now as I mentioned before, oops, cow, you're in the way. I've totally mentioned that before to many a cow. So, cow, you're in the way. You're about to become a coat. Because I like a good leather jacket. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but all about it myself. Okay. So this is going to come this way. This block doesn't go there. Right, so I'm going to run the wall up around this way. It's going to connect to this, which seems like a reasonable castle type thing here. All right, now just bring this little stretch of wall across, and I'm just going to bring it straight, because again, right angles are definitely a thing in Minecraft. And man, got the froggy throat this evening. All right, so this is going to come this way, and I think this is going to become tower of some flavor or other. Come on down. Okay. So the plan here, right, is this becomes part of a castle fort type deal. This does too. So I'm just going to run this wall right across here. Right. So what'll happen is I get this castle going here. All right. I think I want this to come out to right. Actually, you know what? I'll just push this wall right to here. Okay. And it's going to come across this way. And we'll link up over here and be wonderful. At least that's what I keep telling myself. All right, so that'll come around this way. We got this big old pile of dirt, which will also become, which is castle-y goodness. All right, now, I think I mentioned last stream, these trees are definitely in the way. Okay, so they need to go just so I have room for more wall, right? Because that is the theme of the build here today. All right, more wall. All right, now I think what I want to do is I want to bring this way. Now, how these connect is going to be an interesting question. I want to not put those there. And let's just see what this looks like. I think this 45 is going to pretty well do it, actually. If I just come straight here, and I want some form of, not necessarily rigidity, but again, it's a wall. I tend to build walls straight. Now, they may not be on the cardinal directions, but they do go straight. So, all right, so this wall is going to come up this way, just like this. Okay, now this tree really does need to go. Good evening, woman. Hope you're having a fabulous day. Nice to have the slow clap going on there. How's your day been going? Yep. I had fun with. I need to find a few more of those good reaction gifts, things that I could put there as stream point redemptions, you know. But you're out of bits. I understand that. Well, you keep trying to scare the pants off me and Fairy Flora and I don't know who all, but okay. See, this is why we need the wall. Because there's scary people in there. All right, now I think this tree's going to have to go. Yeah, I may replant some of these dark oaks in here, but for now they need to go. That's your night job. Well, that makes sense. I think that's a regular oak. I don't really have the inventory space to cut that one down yet. Or that one, for that matter. All right, let's plant a couple of dark oaks that I will inevitably cut down again later. Okay, just gonna slap a couple of these down. I like the look of the dark oak trees, actually. I actually do. Now, it's not really going to be that big a deal, but I'll throw some light out here, too. Just for the grins and the giggles, as they say. All right. And I'm going to take this oak tree down, too. Mostly because I think it's just going to be in the way. Yeah. See? This is why we need the wall. You got the creepers coming out there. You're gonna keep them out. You know, the llamas are okay. The llamas are productive members of society. I mean, they're kind of sloppy. I mean, they spit at everybody, but if you annoy them anyway. But really, that's so common. Everybody does that, right? Okay, yeah, I think I'm just going to take this one up to 45. All right. Yeah, because that's going to bring this right here, right along the edge of the hill. All right. Now, this wall right here is going to have to shift just a little bit, but that's just peachy. I can do that. Okay, cool. So now I think... Right, so I've got that wall coming this way, this one coming around here. All right, so we got that going. We'll put in... not tear out, but definitely replace some of this, or at least get the things lined out to put in where the castle goes. That'll go that way. Awesome. Yeah, so this is the... That's facing east, so it's a nice, southeast fortress here. Don't know what it's going to do, but I'm sure it will stand there majestically. Basically, these 3 hills, this one, and that one over there, will all combine like Voltron to become a castle. Which, honestly, if you had your choice to become Voltron or become a castle, I'd go with Voltron because it's a little bit more mobile. Honestly, Voltron can fly and can fight and can crow, and a castle just sort of sits there. Huh. All right, well, I guess I don't need that block. All right, so let's see now. How's this... So this is going to go this way. That much I know. How is this castle going to come in? I think I want to shear off this face. And it's not great when you're shearing off people's faces, but no. Excuse me a sec. Okay. So much better, my voice is. You get that thing out of the throat, and then your voice sounds fabulous. Okay, so... Yeah, I think I do. I want to take off this. All right, so that'll make some sense. As I build the castle sort of into the cliff, take that out. Cool beans. All right, let's go drop off this wood. And, this would... I was saying it's going to be faster to teleport, but given the way I type, maybe not. All right, there we go. Just throw all that dark oak in there. Okay. This is going to be fabulous. Right. Okay, so now we have gotten lost. Okay, here we go. Here's the castle. We got it. I mean, such as it is. All right, so this is going to come this way. I need to take out some of this wall here. Just a bit of it, I don't know if I want to bring it down all the way to this level. I think I will. And if I decide I want to put some of this material back, I can do that. But all right. Oh, I suppose I should keep that shovel out. There we go. One. Right, that's definitely a castle wannabe. Now, it wants to be, and this tree is going to be in the way. It happens. Sometimes you just have a tree that's in the way, and you just got to deal with it. All right, so where do I want this to connect? Now, I could bring it all the way over to here, which actually would make a little bit of sense, I think. So I'll go ahead and do that. Okay, so this is where this wing of the castle is going to be. It's going to come right along there. Cool. Now, do I want to take in this section of the hill? Because what I could do is run it all the way across this way. Now, I think I may take this hill out. All right, so let me hop up here and show you what I'm looking at. So I've got that big chunk of stone, these couple of hills, and then this hill. See, what I'm thinking of doing is running a wall right along here, sort of right along this line, sort of just about where this pond is, maybe over this way a little bit, and making that side castle, and then leaving the rest of this area open for, town and stuff, right? But I'm going to have this big castle that's coming right along here too. So it might make a little bit of sense to cut this side a little bit shorter, so I have a little bit more room for whatever town is going to happen here. Right, sure, that's the plan anyway, so I think that'll make some sense. So let's grab some of this lovely stone brick. I think what I'll do is I'm just going to mark this with the stone. I'm just going to run castle wall. This is going to be the internal section of the castle, right? It's just going to slide right across here like this. Okay, now there's a little bit of narrowness here, which is fine. And then if I take this hill out, yeah, I think that's the plan. I'll continue this wall across here, take out a fair amount of the hill this way, and then that'll give me plenty of room for whatever town ends up over here, right? So I'm going to end up with this massive walled city. It's almost a city-state, It's going to have different sections, different neighborhoods, and then a little bit of a town outside the walls over here. Okay. All right, so that's where the outside world comes in here, up through the gates happening over here. Okay, and yeah, there'll be bigger sections of castles and castle walls and, just all sorts of fun stuff. I think this area, just as I'm looking at it, sure, there'll be a tower here. I think what I might do is turn this into a little bit of a, like a training area for the guards or something like that. Yeah. Something along those lines anyway. All right, cool. So we've got, I think this is going to just about do it. I'm just do a quick fly around. Oh, let's make sure all of the wall is intact. It's all flowing in, and it's not here. Okay, just so I know where everything goes. Okay, yeah, I built that up that way. I think that's because that's where I'm going to end up putting a wall, or the wall for this castle. Right, this place is going to be huge. Okay, right, so that'll go that way. This is the exterior wall. This floating dirt needs to go away. One of these days I may put Silk Touch on this shovel just to start getting grass rather than dirt, but it doesn't really matter. Oh yeah. Okay, cool. Cool. All right, so I was say I didn't make that sound. Oh, that guy did. Well, hello, little one. Yeah, that kind of sucks to be you. Okay, this whole bursting into flames thing is not great for those poor zombies, and I'm okay with that. All right, sweet. So what I'm going to do is come over this way and just start bringing this wall up to this height. So this is 91, which, let me double check. I think that's 2 blocks low. Because I think this wall over here, this is at 93. So yeah. Yeah, so what I want to do is bring this side up a couple of blocks. And I can see if I, yep, made it onto the wall. Okay. Yeah, so I want it to be up at this level. All the way around the island. Okay, it's not technically an island, but, you know. Also, I'm going to fall off, which is okay too, I suppose. All right, so we've got ourselves some wall coming this way. Yeah, so this is going to be interesting. As I build this up, I'll probably end up filling in a fair amount of this section of the hill here, just to level it out a little bit, and so that on the inside of this castle, when I build the city up here, there won't be this sort of dive off the cliff right into the wall. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that ship that's right. So here's this the shipwreck right here. This is definitely somebody who tried to sail into this and got stuck. I don't know how they managed to get the ship through there. That's probably why they sunk. So they tried to squeeze through this little strait, and it didn't work. All right, where am I? I'm over here. I'm still too low. Jeez, monkeys. All right, well, you know. Cheese monkeys have to eat too. All right, now on the plus side, I've got all sorts of stone. On the downside, the sun is setting, and I should probably go find a bed. All right, so hop over here. See what I've got in the way of stone in my inventory. Oh, okay, I've got some. Not a lot, but some. Come on. Gotta hit the right key in order to move the wall, you know. So the problem with large projects is they take a long time. Of course, that is the whole idea behind a large project is, hey, this is going to be large. And those things don't just happen overnight. I mean, you can AFK a lot of things overnight, but construction is just one of those things that doesn't happen on its own. Okay, now, one of the things I might do with this, too, is figure out where this wall is going to be. So do some different designs. Like over on that side, I've got those purple dealy bobs. Okay, so this is where the wall is. I've got the purple dealy bobs in the middle of the wall, right? That sort of X pattern I've got going on there. which is nice, but I might do different designs, different patterns on different sections of the wall. So that could be, yeah, that could be fun. Just give it just some different, some different decorative flares at different neighborhoods. We'll have done a few different things. Of course, I'll probably find good spots to put that shield pattern I built on the other side. Just to keep that going. It's almost like, okay, that is the castle thing. I don't know what I'm trying to go for. Coat of arms, perhaps. All right. I went straight on that one, but maybe what I want to do... Yeah, let's actually move this out. Okay, move this out like this. It's going to... Yeah. Okay, just because I think it's going to fit a little nicer with the hillside. And, I think it just makes a little bit more sense, too. It's one of those things, just as I'm looking at this, trying to figure out, what the heck am I doing? I think that's going to make sense. Now, I built this wall across here. There may be some linkage over here. Some of this wall may go away, but for now, we'll go with that. I think I just lagged. Perhaps. It was a mighty lag. All right. Hey, let's finish this, huh? For that, I need the blocks. I'm just going to keep falling off this, okay? The good news is gravity has very little meaning for me. But, all right, I think... Okay, so oops, this way, not that way. You are in the wrong place. You have ended up someplace you're not supposed to be. And honestly, I think that's your fault. It's absolutely not my fault for placing the blocks there. No. It's completely the block's fault. Okay. All right, so bring this one up this way. All right, cool. All right, now let's see. I think this is it. Yeah. Of course, as I'm looking at this corner might actually be in the wrong. I may not actually want to have this column of blocks here, right? Because I may just want to come up there, or since I'm bringing this up here like this, right? I might not really want this corner here, but I'll go with it for now. Ooh, let's do it this way. I had a brainwave, little blip, Both brain cells sort of got together and said, "Ooh, this might be interesting." Of course, then it all goes into this 45. So never mind. The brain cells got together and they just said, "Hey, you want to just go out for a drink?" I said, "Sure, I'm always up for a soda." So that's kind of what they did. All right, so this is coming up this way. I don't know about your brains, but mine can't handle anything harder than a soda. And even that these days. Yeah, if I drink a caffeinated beverage anytime after noon, it seems some days, I'm not going to sleep that night. This is what happens is when you get old. Suddenly all those things you used to do as a kid, yeah, they don't work anymore. Okay. All right, so where is this? This is down here. It almost looks like a badly drawn smiley face. Okay, cool. Accidental smiley faces. The essential part of every build. Okay, so let's get this back up this way. Oops. Also helps to have your fingers on the right keys. Yeah. So I'll fill this in, but I really want to get most of this wall built out. Oops, falling. At least get the height all the way around so that I can do this. That goes there. This goes there. And I think that way. So just to be sure. Ah, so many squid. Oh, speaking of squid, did y'all see the new glow squid that they finally added to the 117 snapshot? Dropped in, was it 21W03A, I think it is, because for some reason I remember that. There are so many things I can't remember, but that's one of them that I could. The squid itself isn't anything special. There's no dynamic lighting updates to it, which is sort of interesting. It glows. You can see it in the dark from a long ways away. But it doesn't light up the world around it. But when you kill it, it drops an ink sac, just like your regular squid, except it drops, what's it, glow ink, I think they call it? A glow ink sac, which you can apply to text on a sign and make the text glow, right? So you could actually have a sign where the text is visible in the dark, even if the sign itself isn't, or anything else for that matter. So that's kind of a cool deal. It's like, okay, here's an exit sign. Doesn't matter what else is happening in this this world today, I can find the exit. Which is kind of cool. The other thing they added as part of that was, what do they call it? A glow item frame, because they're creative with their names. The glow item frame acts not that unlike the glow sign, or the glowing ink stuff on a sign, in that you craft this an item frame with a glow ink sac, and you end up with an item frame that's lit. Right? Everyone wants their party to be lit. Well, now you can have your item frames be lit. And you'll be able to see the frame and whatever you put in it as if it's fully lit. Even if the rest of the room is dark. And it will be, because that item frame does not, just like the squid itself, doesn't light up the world around it. Okay, so if you put an item frame on a sea lantern or on a piece of glowstone, right, it's all bright and shiny and wonderful. Well, you'll be able to do that with the glow frame, but it won't light up the world around it, which can be a fairly interesting look, I suppose. Man, tell me that doesn't just cry out for something. Right? This whole island over here, too, says, hey, don't forget about me. I need a castle, too. And some... I mean, can you see the bridges coming across here? Right? Coming across over the river, over the river and into the stone. To the other castle it goes. Oh, yeah. That could be all sorts of fun. In fact, one of the cool things I might do here, too, is I could terraform this a little bit. Kind of fill this in, but then hollow out a tunnel through this for the river to go through. So that if you want to sail the tunnel, or sail this river, you have to you go through this tunnel that can then be closed off, and right, at least that's the backstory. I'm not going to build any of that, but I'm not going to build a giant flying machine to close a wall off or anything like that. At least I'm not planning on building a giant flying machine to close the wall off. I'm not mumbo jumbo. It just feels like he's got to do that for things. But hey Brian, welcome. Glad to have you here. Hope you're having a fabulous day. Oh, come on, get back down there, or that's a little bit further down. So how's your Thursday going? Hopefully it's going well for you. Yeah, man, boy, that's going good. Awesome. Glad to hear it. But yeah, turn that mountain range into a castle too. At least a good portion of it. Yeah, build a couple of bridges coming across from there and maybe from over here. Or maybe just the one. That would be an interesting option too. Of course, I think it goes down that way a little bit further too, so that would be okay. Meanwhile, I'm just going to flop down here. Ooh. Yeah, I said this whole area just screams, I need castles everywhere. Okay, and it didn't take a lot of convincing for Wolven to push me over the edge and say, you need to build this castle. It was my idea, but it took all of about 15 seconds for Wolven to say, yeah, do this instead of doing something else. Like, yep, you are correct, sir. I am doing this now. Okay, now, as the squid suffer and die on the beach, which is unfortunate for... Oh, so it's unfortunate for the squid, but I'm also out of stone, so... Alright. Grab all of that. And like I said, I was digging for more resources, so... So, is there an actual brick in there? No, just the slabs. Cool. Oh, man. This is going to take forever, but... Oh, man, it's going to look so cool when it's done. So bring some of these purple designs that are on the wall here. I said maybe I'll use some different colors and different things on the walls over here. But, yep. I can see it. Just one good bridge coming across from this neighborhood across into the castle over here. Oh, yeah. Yep, that's going to be cool. That's going to be super awesome. I like this idea. It's going to be 8 months before I get to it, but if, and that might be generous. I also had a fun idea. I saw an thing on Pinterest the other day. Something I may want to. I'm gonna steal and call my own, uh, because that's how art works. Art is made completely up of people stealing each other's ideas and then taking credit for it and then fighting about it later. Okay, that's how the art industry works. I'm fairly certain. All right, so but anyway, what I saw was it was like a building or a room that had a mirror, like a mirrored floor. So it had the top design, whatever was going there, right? Walls, ceiling, typical things that you would have in a room, right? Walls and a ceiling and some decorations and stuff. It had a glass floor, and then below the glass floor, they had built a mirror of the stuff that was above it. So it looks like you had a reflection, okay? Which is definitely cool. I was thinking what might be fun to do is take that same idea, but instead of mirroring it exactly, I would mirror it in reverse. And what I mean by that is reverse feel. So, for example, if I built the top level in, I don't know, stone and like stone brick and stuff, maybe I would build the underside in blackstone brick, right? And just so you get sort of a light side, dark side, right? So here's where you're looking at, oh yes, this is whatever this is on the top. And then you get the like dark evil version on the other side, which would be kind of cool. So this is going to be an interesting wall to decorate when I get to it, because this pattern doesn't quite lend itself for doing some things, but other things it kind of does. So it'll be interesting to see when I get over here. But for now, I'm really just wanting to bring the top of the wall all the way around the island. Or it's not really an island. It's a well, peninsula is even the wrong thing too. It's this section of landmass. This area of the country. That's not where that goes. That's not at all. It goes elsewhere. Yes, friends. It's an elsewhere block. Alright, so now this is going to come out this way. Yeah, but I want to get the height of this castle and the height of the walls for this walled city all the way around. And then I can start playing with things like the actual castles and forts and other things that are throughout this whole area, right? So this is going to be a small one. That big mountain range is going to completely become castle, right? I'm going to wrap stone brick around it and build it up, and it's just going to be this big flippin' castle. And I don't know why my castles are all flippin', but they kind of are. I think they got enrolled in a tumbling class when they were younger, and that's just what they do now. Okay, so this wall's coming this way. All right. Yeah, so this is going to be this castle wall, right? So this wall is going to come up this way. And this is where the wall is going to join up with this castle. All right, and this castle will come on over this way and link up over there. All right. which, for now, it looks a little bare bones because it is. It's not like I'm building up the full wall here. But when that is built up and complete, it's going to look fabulous. All right. And I'm just going to sit here and float out of my bed. It's what happens when you're flying. It just tends to hit the bed and you just slide. Okay, so this is going to come up this way. 2, 3. Make sure I'm in the right spot here. Yeah, okay. Yes, because the top of the wall is at Y93. That is the plan for this. At least, okay, actually that's not entirely true. I didn't plan it, but when I built the wall over there, that's how high it is. So that's how high the wall is going to be over here. It's a thing. We're going to go with uniform size walls, right? Seems to make sense. Sure it does. And, yeah, this castle will protect all of its citizens from whatever scary things come out of this forest. It's like, creepers and zombies, they will look at this castle and go, because that's what zombies do. They just go, they don't have a lot in the way of strong conversation skills. Okay, not unlike having political conversations on Facebook, just sort of bleh. All right, so that goes that way. All right, let's go and bring this one up here too. Yeah, so the idea is that once I get this wall in place, it'll help inform how the rest of this castle gets built, how all the stuff inside it gets built, because I'll have an outer edge, right? When you talk about coloring inside the lines, that's pretty much what's going to be happening here. I'm drawing the outer lines, right? I'm setting the boundaries of my domain. And if you need a domain, x.co/musicfree. This unintentional ad brought to you today by GoDaddy. I think that link actually works. I haven't tried it in a while. It might not. But if it does, awesome. All right, so just continue this across this way. Go. I think this one, yeah. This is where it goes. So it continues straight for a little while and then angled over. So this is where that hooks up. All right. Ooh, lurking. Awesome. Hope you have an excellent lurk and don't get too creepy out there with your lurkiness, because that could be scary. So someone posted a definition of lurk. It's hiding in the shadows, usually with an evil intent. Oops, that's too high. All right, there we go. All right, so yeah, we'll just bring this across this way. But yeah, I don't know. I've enjoyed WandaVision here this last. So this is when those first 2 episodes came out. Yeah, part of it is I used to watch a bunch of those old sitcoms, Bewitched and Dick Van Dyke Show and that type of thing, right? So that was fun just seeing that from a sitcom standpoint. At the second episode, which has Wanda and Vision doing a magic show as part, or a magic act as part of a talent show with a very drunk Vision. That is classic sitcom right there. That's that is definitely something you could have easily pulled out of the pages or out of the script of any of those types of sitcoms from back in the day. And it was hilarious. Paul Bettany did such a phenomenal job as drunk Vision. Okay, so we go. Now, I don't think we're going to start seeing any answers to what's going on to that show for a few episodes yet. All right, so pop this guy up this way. So I think we'll start seeing a few of those things. Oops, again, too high. There we go. But we're not going to see anything. We're not going to see any real answers coming until probably episode 6. The weird incursions of her actual life into her whatever her fantasy world is. That discussion is like, yes, the real world is what's coming in. That's the anytime the real world enforces its way into her fantasy world, that's where you start seeing things in color, like the toy helicopter she finds, and okay, yeah, all right, yep. This is one of those. I think I'm just gonna build up this whole section of wall just because it's gonna be easier. But yeah, it's been fun, and the little commercial interludes that have come in between, you know, with the Stark toaster or the Strucker watch. You know, this would be. That's just been fun. So I'm excited to see where it goes over the next, I think 7 episodes. Like I said, it's a 9-episode run. So yeah, it's been fun. And yeah. All right, so there. All right, that mushroom is definitely going to be in the way. Okay, well, that's fine. I can shear off part of a mushroom. Oh, do I have... I was trying to decide if I want to hit that with Silk Touch. But I think I will. I could use those mushroom blocks. You know, I don't know what for yet, but I'm sure I could find some use for them. Okay, so... Perfect. This will be fine. This is fine. Everything's totally fine. Yeah, now I can't say I'm the biggest comic book fan out there. I never really collected them when I was growing up. I had a few. I have, I had the last few episodes of Metal Men, mostly because that was my dad's favorite comic, and he he bought them for me at one point, and I had the entire run to that point of NFL Super Pro. was an NFL themed superhero. Back. That was an interesting character. Typical superhero origin story, right? Guy gets, this case, he was a former football player, NFL player, who had injured himself or had been injured in a game, something like that, and wasn't able to play anymore. And so he managed to get a job as a reporter, because every superhero has to be a reporter, right? And it just seems like that's the trope, right? But yeah, he was a sports reporter writing for some fake sports news magazine or TV channel or something. And while he was covering a story about something, which is, again, what reporters do, they cover stories about things. I think it was this guy's giant collection of football memorabilia. And it talks about, oh yeah, he had this, he's got all this game film, he has this prototype football uniform. It says it was so awesome you could bounce bullets off the thing. Well, of course, bad things happen. There's a fire, I think. And our fearless hero, or who is about to become our fearless hero, gets caught in the fire. And the chemicals from all of the game film or something give him superpowers. Basically, he's got, it's sort of a Captain America-esque thing. He's basically the super athlete. Okay, so wonderful. So that's his jam. And then he hooks up with the guy whose collection burned. And that guy gives him the that prototype football uniform. And that becomes his superhero getup. And I think there was one issue where he teamed up with Spider-Man, because you have to team up with Spider-Man if you're a wannabe Marvel superhero. It's like a law. Three. Nope, that's 92. There's 93. Ha-ha! Okay, so this will be interesting. Just as the shape of the hill comes up, so the wall is going to look shorter. It actually will be shorter. It's just going to, oops, I'm just going to fall off that. But yeah, so it was a weird series, that run. And it didn't go on for very long. It was probably 8 issues, 12 issues, maybe, something along those lines. There was one storyline where NFL superstars are being kidnapped. Not unlike the plot of Space Jam. Except instead of being kidnapped by weird alien things, they were kidnapped by another team that wanted to, or that this villain who wanted to prove that he had something to prove. Basically, he had lost his job as a coach, and so he was seeking revenge. And his daughter was playing quarterback, and she was upset because as a woman, she never got the chance to attempt to compete for a quarterback spot when she was in college, because of the whole she's a woman thing, which, back in the 80s and early 90s, was more of an issue. Okay, so yeah, let's bring this corner down here too. ultimately, it was a lousy storyline, but yeah, it was typical, I guess. It was easily predictable. But it had Lawrence Taylor, I think, was one of the guys who was kidnapped. This shows you how old it was. Okay, so now this is Castle, so it's going to come up higher than 93. Let's bring this up. 293. All right, that's 92. There's 93. Okay. Yeah, so this castle's going to sort of... This wall's going to meander this way. I think this wall... this just runs the 45 all the way over to here. Cool. Yep. Well, I done screwed that up. So yeah, I never really got into comics. I didn't really have the money for them, and when I bought books, I tended to buy novels. So, I just enjoyed those more. So that and the art in comics, even back in the 90s, wasn't bad, just wasn't great. I've read a lot of, I haven't read a lot. I've read a few comics over the last year, some of the newer stuff. It's like, man, the art in this stuff is amazing. Yeah, back then, not so much. So it was still okay. It wasn't quite as bad as some of the stuff from the 60s and 70s, but okay, cool. All right, so I'm getting there. Got a little bit more to do coming around. You can see there's that section of wall there. So that's as far as I've got to go. I'd like to hopefully get this all done. Or at least obviously not going to fill in the wall, but at least get the skeleton of this wall in place. So that then I can start looking at, all right, where are towers going, what designs are going to get thrown in, all that fun stuff. And I think it's going to be, well, at that point, then I can start to pick and choose. Do I want to do towers next? Do I want to do, maybe I want to build this section of the keep? I could, whatever gets, I want to work on to keep my interest in, It's one of the problems I have sometimes with doing a larger build, is I'll get bored with it. I don't know if any of you've done anything built on a little bit larger scale, but I think Wolven's done some. I remember he had some pictures of it, but good-sized castles and things. And I've certainly seen a lot of other people who've built these giant projects. And it's like, man, spent months on this. I was watching Stingin, his stream a little bit today. And Stingin, aside from he's been playing this one hardcore world for months. He's been on it for a while. But he's been digging this same hole for 3 or 4 weeks, it seems like. Okay, I can do this. I'm capable. There we go. And I don't know how he keeps his interest in that, man. I would start to get bored. It's this giant freaking hole. And he's digging it all the way down to bedrock, and I think it's like 100 blocks in diameter. It is huge. And, I have no idea how he keeps his interest in, going diggy hole on this thing for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week for, ever. But hey, more power to him, man. That's what his jam is. I'm not going to stop him. But man, I would get so bored with that after a while. So I think that's what's going to make this project kind of fun. Is there's going to be lots of sections to work on, right? It's going to be, in a lot of ways, it's going to be lots of little builds that become one big one. Okay. Oh no, this goes this way. Okay, not this way. I mean, actually, it's going to go that way too, I guess. But this walls comes over here. So top over here. Let's take this up to 93. Two, three. Cool. Drag this wall right on over this way. Because this won't be intimidating at all for anybody who wants to enter the city. Oh yeah, you gotta go through this gate and this wall that's reaches all the way up here. Right, you're gonna be down here walking up. It's like, okay, that is definitely a wall. All right, so oops, I would crash into stuff. That's how that works. Oh, did somebody sleep? Oh, Dex is on. Okay, cool. It's like, is there somebody else on? I guess so. One more. One more. We got it. We got it. Yeah, we do. All right, so we'll just bring this back along this way where fun and excitement abounds for people who like to go bounding. Speaking of which, any of you seen that Pixar short Boundin'? That was kind of fun. It starts with this sheep out in a desert, just sort of minding its own business, super excited about itself because it's so fluffy. And next thing he knows, this farmer shows up and shears him, leaving him naked and alone in this desert. And of course, he's all upset about it. And then this jackalope shows up and teaches him all about the joys of, bounding, jumping up and down and stuff. So it sounds cheesy. It's a Pixar short. Yeah. Pixar's pretty good about at the stories they can tell in 8 minutes. Hey, they're pretty good at the stories they can tell in 90 minutes too, but Pixar's pretty good at telling stories. It's some of my favorite movies are Pixar movies, like The Incredibles. The Incredibles is a movie I appreciate a lot as a parent, especially as an old guy or marginally old guy. It's like, hey, I'm not as young as I used to be. I'm not, I've got family, I've got responsibilities. Now, I don't have a job that I hate, but I've got a job that I've got to deal with on occasion. Okay. I like this. I'm liking where this is going. So, yeah. All right. Yeah, this is good. I like this. Got some walls coming out that way. That castle, this hill's going to come up and just be castle, so I may end up absorbing this into it, which will be perfectly fine. Though, as I said, I may turn this area. Sorry, I'm pointing to it, then immediately look away. I may turn a lot of this area into an archery range, just some training ground area or something, just as. Just something along those lines. really sure. Yeah, I guess that's all right. We'll go with that. It basically continues this cliff face up, right? So that's the natural cliff. So just going to continue this up. Obviously, I'll go through and remove all that dirt, replace it with stone brick, because that's just what you do with dirt. I don't quite have the Frog Queen's dislike of dirt, but, you know, it's a castle wall. Having a stripe of dirt through it really sends a message. And that message is like, aim your catapults here. Your siege weapons have a target, this section of dirt. Okay. As I said, that's going to grow up and be a castle and stuff. And the same on this side here as well. So, all right. Yeah, so this wall's going to come around. Let's come over this way and take a look at it. All right, so yeah, so that wall's going to come up all the way around this way. As we come out around this forest. And yeah, I'll replace a lot of that dirt just as I bring the wall down. Have some sort of castle-y goodness going on over here. So it's not just wall, it's an actual keep of some sort. Okay. And then this wall's going to come across this way. All right. And if I do, not that island perhaps, but definitely this one, turn this into some sort of castle, this whole area gets a lot more interesting in some ways. So yeah, I like that idea of building a tunnel through this. Go ahead and seal that off. And like, yep. Here's where the shipping lane goes. We tunneled it through the castle, all that good stuff. Okay. Yeah, so then we've got this. It's coming around this way. Oh yeah, now this is pretty high over here. I might bring part of this down a little bit. Of course, there's going to be castle there too. Because the 93 is at this level. This is the level of the actual wall right here. Right. Now what I could do, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and run this all the way across this way. So what I could do is I could actually bring the wall this way and have it be an outside area like that. Oops, this is in the wrong spot. Cool. And again, still in the wrong spot, which is totally fine, I guess. Except where it's, you know, not fine. Wheel, not a brick. Okay. All right, let's go get some more brick and I'll run this across here. Because what I could do, potentially, is cut that down. And it might be interesting from a number of standpoints. First off, it will give a little bit of visual separation. Now, obviously, I've got... This is castle coming around this way. So maybe I won't cut it there. I think what I'll do, though, is let's come on the inside here. I'm just going to use regular brick. And I'm just going to continue this line, the 93, that top of the wall Y level. And just continue this right through here. Okay, now it looks like it's sticking out, but that's... You can see that's where the wall is. Okay. All right, so that might go that way. yeah, I guess that since that is this main keep here, this is this main portion of the castle. It might be the castle if you want to think about it that way. Right, this is the keep. This is the seat of power. The rest of the stuff gets built out over there, but this is the main castle, complete with its little fort over here, and then the other stuff that's going to happen over there. All right, that type of thing. So that's the plan, I think. Fairly certain that's the plan. I guess we'll find out. Yeah, so that's sort of a weird shaped castle, but I'm okay with it, I guess. I could go with that. I mean, you look at this thing. This is definitely odd. Got this little wing coming out this way, which actually that isn't a bad way of approaching it. It's the main castle area here. Wings going off this way and over this way. Yeah, and if I approach that as this is one wing or perhaps its own tower almost, just its own section of the castle, with a sort of narrower place here, I guess that would kind of make some sense. Sure, why not? All right, well that's all sorts of fine. Cool. Cool. All right, well, flop down here because I've got night falling, but that's the top of the wall. Cool. All right. Sweet. So what's the next thing to work on? So I'm not going to go through and now fill in all of this wall all at once. Okay, that's going to be a little crazy. But now what I could do. So as I'm just looking at this, no, I kind of like. So I'm considering cutting out the top part of this. Right, so you can see where I've put there's the wall line there, that 93. What I'm considering doing is taking out the top of that, all of the stuff above, coming back to about here, where this wall is. And so let me run this across this way. Okay, I'm just going to run this all the way. Come on. You come with me. I'm going to run this all the way across here like this. It will eventually run into the wall. Now, what if I carve this up? So here's the castle, right? This is the keep, right? This is where, boy, it's sort of long and skinny. And then if I drop this down, I can carve out, so maybe clear off some of this hill, fill out the landscape so it's flush with the wall, and then I could do a few things out here, right? Right, because the wall is going to be here. If I take that out, and I can put any number of things here, I suppose, but a little bit of something. No, defensive-wise, right? If I was building this castle, right? I'm going to sit down. I'm building this castle. Part of what this section does is it defends this entrance to the river, right? Right. You've got ocean that comes around this way. It ends up running over into swampland, and this ugly. Actually, it's not ugly. It's a beautiful section of mountain over here. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, and you get this lava fall over here. Man. Anyway, come through here. You can even come through here. Anyway, you've got that river that comes this way. You've got this big islandy, almost is an island. It's river all the way on around it, river and ocean. All right, so you got this big island coming through here. So on this side of the river, you would absolutely have some bigger. You'd want fortifications here that are going to defend it. The catch is it might be a little bit out of proportion. Then again, maybe not. Okay, so you've got the castle. Yeah. No, actually, that'll be okay. That will absolutely be okay. All right. Yeah. So that's cool. So I think I was going to put a... I'm just going to keep flipping between my pickaxes. I think as I've thought about this a little bit, I was thinking about, like Wizard's Tower here or something. I think what I want to put here is a lighthouse. Right? This is the light as you sail through all of this, all these icebergs. You know, that guides you that way. That would make some sense, right? There's nothing really on this hill here, which is fine. And then what I was going to do, I mentioned it before, I'm going to fill in this little section of landscape here. I want to complete this, bring this hill over to here. Bring this hill over this way. So it basically looks like one solid mountain coming all the way across this way. I'm going to build another tower of some sort over here. Then again, I could leave it empty too, but. And then what I'm going to do is I want to fill in the inside of this somewhat with layered glass, so you get sort of the fog effect look going down. So this almost looks like sort of a magic cauldron or something like that. Just something that's kind of fun like that. So I'll set up something along those lines. And then, yeah, if I can even take off part of this hill and put in or maybe put it in over here, a tower with a bridge coming across this way into that little fort. Okay. So, yeah, lots of fun. All right, so I think what I want to do then is let's take some of this brick, since I've got lots of it, and let's fill in this wall of the keep. Okay, so this is going to come across this way. And I really need to maybe take a look at what my light levels are doing here just a little bit. Just a touch, you know? All right. Now, honestly, what I should do, too, is get some cracked stone, some andesite. And I think I still have some smooth stone. I don't think I... Well, maybe I did. Turn all of the... So I keep calling it smooth stone. That's what it used to be. That's smooth stone these days. The regular stone, I might have turned all of that into bricks. Except for a little bit. Which is okay. But I definitely want to take some of this way. Alright, just run this across mostly in the right order, you know. You know how it is. Sometimes you get blocks in the right place. At least one of those is wrong. So I think maybe what I'll do is I'll just take this with the brick, just the plain stone brick, and then I'll come back later and texture it, which that always happens, right? But I think that I'll do that some more too once I realize my dreams and fantasies of what this castle looks like. Or more to the point, start filling in windows and other sorts of, sort of exterior decorative things. I also need to be sure I know where is floor level here, right? Because I decided that a couple of times, and I've probably gotten it wrong, just from what I've decided before and what I've decided now, right? Because I think I decided this level, 78, is floor level. Yep, this hallway comes out here to the other side of the mountain. Right? Ta-da! Look, the other side of the mountain. That's what you see here is, well, not a lot. But as I fill this in and fill out the wall here, this will all be just the inside of the castle. And that's where this beacon's going to come in, as I hollow this stupid mountain out. And I believe I will be moving it a couple of times. You know, at least 3 or 4 times as I work my way around the outside of this hill. You know, just to give myself lots and lots of space here. Jeez. I keep looking at this like I have set myself a project, haven't I? And I absolutely have. This is big. Now it's just going to be big regardless, but that was sort of the point. But this is the thing. I've not worked on anything of this scale before, so I am sort of freaking out just a little bit. You know, it's like, what the heck is this going to be like? How is it going to, what's it going to look like when I'm done? Is it going to even look like it was worth the time and effort spent on it? You know, those typical anxieties of any good build, I suppose, but okay. Yeah, I don't know if the rest of you deal with these sort of build thoughts. I certainly do. It's like, you know, is this actually going to look like it's worthwhile? It's going to look super cheesy. That's definitely a possibility too. Now, this wall is very flat, okay? And that was by design. I said this is where the castle wall is going to be. So as you're standing out here, right? This section is flat that way. The wall's going to happen there, and it's going to angle over, and following the curve of that hill. You can see those up top. That's where how this castle wall is going to slide out. And I think I decided I'm going to shear off part of this outer face, or maybe I'm going to leave it and I'll incorporate it into the build, but all right. Hey, other random movie question for those of you playing the home game. So any of you out there remember the movie Willow? Right, with Warwick Davis. I think it's about the only thing I remember seeing him that actually starred in. I've seen him in lots of things, right? Obviously, lots of Star Wars, Harry Potter, a lot of that stuff. But if you actually seen Willow. I've seen it. I watched it several times. It started Warwick Davis, Val Kilmer, um, many other people whose names I've forgotten, who I'm sure are very excellent actors. Uh, but again, whose names I've absolutely forgotten. Well, apparently Disney Plus is working on a sequel for that. I was just wondering, is that a movie that y'all are looking at and said, you know what? I absolutely need a Willow sequel. Is that is it just me that's thinking, I this is not something I needed in my life? Now, for some people, I'm sure it's one of those movies that defined their childhood, and they absolutely like any of these nostalgia movies, like the Transformers movies and stuff. It's like, yes, this is such an epic part of my childhood. I absolutely need this in my life. But yeah, it's just one of those that I look at. It's like, I hope it's awesome. I hope it's amazing and full of awesomeness and amazingness and all of that ness. But yeah, just that's just not one of those that called out to me and said, "Hey, make another one of these." Partly because it just wasn't that great. At least in my personal, I say unbiased opinion. That's absolutely biased. It's my opinion, and and it's got all of my biases. There's nothing objective about that. It's all subjective. All right, so just bring this up this way. I want to bring some andesite in there too. All right, and fill this in. Let's see. I've got I'll throw a little bit of regular stone in here too, just to add a little bit of that sort of texture in there too. The andesite's also good, but it's it's just a different texture. Right? Yeah, I think as I fill up this, right, fill this in. Now some of this could end up, will end up tearing some of it out to become windows, right, and that type of thing. Some of those of you who prefer Mac, I understand that. That's gravel. Okay. So that's going to go that way. Yeah, I think I want to fill this in with that row coming down this way. Well, that's a definite maybe. Okay, that's a definite maybe. I actually might leave that there. I don't know. Okay, but this wall's going to come down like this. Just fill that stone in like that. Yeah, now I have this tunnel here. I think I'm going to leave the tunnel. So I'm going to bring the wall down and kind of shape it as sort of an entrance into the castle. What it actually looks like, that's be an interesting question, but the idea is that then this castle comes out and wraps around this way. Some of that dirt will probably come out. Certainly all of this dirt up here is going to come out. Hey, how's it going there, Civil? Welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a fabulous day. yeah, so a lot of that dirt's going to come out to be replaced by the stone of the wall. This actually should all come out here. Because that just looks dumb. Also, it doesn't, it's not going to be there. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. All right, so that'll come out. Let's take this out here too. All right. Yeah, and all that gravel will need to come out too eventually. But for now, let's just stick with that. Cool, so that's where the castle wall is going to go. It's this inner wall of the keep. Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, it's going to be tall and imposing, okay, which is fine. Actually, I'm certainly very okay with that. You got the outer wall happening here, which I may do some stuff to widen this out just to make this design that's on the other side either continue it on the inside or integrate it or hide it. Any of those types of things, I haven't decided yet. I certainly have the same issue over here. It's like, gotta do something with this. That's the outside looks a. Come over here, right? That side looks all sorts of cool, right? It's got that cool shield-looking thing. Almost looks like a Zulu shield. But on the inside, yeah, that just looks like a rectangle. So I need to do something with that. Castle's going to come up this way. Now, I suppose what I could do is I could take this tunnel, because I'm going to be hollowing out a lot of this in here anyway. So let's come this way. Aside from the fact I actually could use some... I could use some more stone. Let's swing back this way. And... oh, I am strangely out of sticks. Well, that's not the right thing to do. Okay, one of these days I'll figure out how to actually, Minecraft and make some coal. And now I'll make some torches. And might as well make way too many torches. Okay. Well, I guess that's a thing I did. All right. So let's go ahead and bring this way. Cool. Oh, hey, bed. Beds are good. All about beds. I like sleeping. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but sleep is a important part of my life. So, one of these places I'm storing... storing useless stuff, but at some point, I think this is all going to be useful. And maybe not the gravel. Or maybe the gravel. It turns into concrete. Concrete's useful. Okay, so we'll just... yeah. Open that up this way. So I've got a couple of options here for what I want to do with this tunnel, and I'm not sure. Heck, I could just open this whole thing up like that. All right, as I bring down the castle walls this way, and hey, look, suddenly I have stone to make bricks. Okay. I keep going a little nuts with the haste here. It's like, what happens when you start putting haste on putting efficiency on everything, and then you give yourself haste? Well, you tear out blocks you didn't mean to tear out. That's just how that goes. All right. Okay, so this is going to come up this way. And, well, eventually I'll get stone in the right place. Okay, now this is, and then this wall is going to come across here. Something on the order of like that. Okay, let's just fill it in with a stone brick, and I think I might throw a little andesite in here. A couple of places. But otherwise, it's going to go. Okay, dudes. I don't believe you were invited to this party. No. You were not? This party did not involve you. Of course, now I've got bad omen. Well, that's fine. Let's see. I think I keep a handy bucket of milk just for these unfortunate circumstances. All right, so where's the cow? There's a cow. Come here, cow. I need to stick this milk in a bucket and put it in a box for a while. I'm sure it's perfectly fresh because in Minecraft, milk does not go bad. I kind of wish that were the case in real life, but because it would definitely make things a little bit easier at times. But definitely in Minecraft, there is the advantage of your milk not going bad. All right, so that's going up that way, though. I was planning on flattening against this wall, right? This column of block right here, that one right there, and then I just sealed this in here. So I think I need to actually take this out again. And shove it back a layer. See, planning. If you do it, sometimes you don't have to rebuild or tear out what you just put in. Okay, so, right, this was going to be the wall right there. Okay, so now just slap a few of those around just for the grins and the giggles. All right. There we go. There we go. Yeah, because I want to take out a lot of this sections. I already decided that this castle wall is coming up here, so yeah, that's not where that goes. No. No, no. Yeah, but Willow was one of those movies that I watched. It's like, this is okay. I'm watching this, and it's definitely okay. And that was Val Kilmer when he was still young and exciting as he was in Top Gun and. Yeah, I'll have to play with that. All right. Yeah, so now this becomes sort of an interesting arch. So I could leave it that way, just sort of squared here. Kind of want to curve this side just a little bit. This side comes straight, but it comes straight into this corner over here. So kind of thinking of leaving that. Yeah. All right. Cool. Now I have a bad habit of turning all of my stone into brick as soon as I get it. So, you know, it's a problem. Do I have a box? I know I've got a box here with random stone in it. Okay, so I think what I want to do. Shoot, I don't even know what the next thing is. Yeah, fill that in. Probably, um, probably carve off some of this and just make. Yeah, in fact, if I leave this open, maybe that'll be an entrance into the castle, perhaps, or maybe I'll just fill it in and I don't know, do something with it, right? And then the other thing I was going to do, right, is over here. There's this tunnel, which goes that way. So let's come in. About where am I here? This is 7220. Okay. 7220. So let's come in here. And at 7220, which is going to be right here, let's just plow through this and hope for the best, I guess. All right, so we'll just we'll go through. I'll worry about the dirt here as I have to. And that was apparently when I had to. Okay, well, you know, that's fine. It's nice when everything sort of lays itself out for you, right? Okay, so take that, some of that out. We'll take out that. Cool. All right, so now, just to be sure, yeah, it's dark over here, but there's lots of dark over here. Cool. So that's a good spot. Now I'll probably, depending on how I want to deal with this hill inside the castle, and I think I mostly want to leave it actually. So the plan, I said, was to build with the terrain. So if I leave a lot of this hill here, so I'll have to angle some road up that way. Whatever town gets built up in here, and then maybe bring this down a level. But yeah, just bring all sorts of good stuff going this way, right? Sure. That makes sense. At least that's the theory. Okay. Cool. Because yeah, the idea is that there'll be a couple of tunnels that go through the castle, right, and then or go through the hills landscape for easy travel between the different neighborhoods, but also then travel that I can secure, right? At least that's the backstory, right? The individual neighborhoods could be separated from each other, you know, to isolate invaders, isolate insurrection, you know, just you know, keep things separate at night. You know, one of those. Yeah, backstories can be fun. Okay. Cool. All right. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. All right. Well, I'm actually just about out of time here, so I'll just finish a little bit of this wall here. Oh man, this is. I like this though. Take one more whip around here, but I really like where this walled city is going. All right, so that's going to become a gate. Turn this whole hillside into castle-y goodness. Right, this whole mountain is turning castle. Right, we've got this outer city wall going around this way, and again I'll fill in. And so this side I was just going to put in some castle, put in some houses and things around out here, sort of this neighborhood. Right, this is going this way. With this wall, yeah, connecting to, I don't know, something. That wall was going to separate some things. I might end up taking it out actually. If I bring this hill, this mountain is going to become a castle. Right, it's going to come across this way. I may take that out and just continue this path going across this way. All that fun stuff. And this way, I think what I want to do here is leave this overhang, maybe put in some arches and stuff to support this, and have a little bit of something under there. I don't know what, but a little bit of something. Right. So yeah, so then the wall's going to continue around the outside of the island. Got the castle coming around this side. Over here to this guy. So yeah. I like this. It seems sort of a little thing, but I really like how this comes in. Now, just as a random point of fact, these walls here are lower than the main walls for the rest of the castle walled city area, but it's all right. I kind of like that. Lines up nicely. So, all right. Cool. Well, that I think is going to be just about it for me today. That was lots and lots of walls. So many walls. Oh, man, so many walls. But kind of it needs to be done because that now will shape as I start building each individual section over the next several months. It's going to work out pretty well, I think. All right, well, let's go ahead and fire up the end credits. I do want to thank all of you for joining me today. For everyone who's participated, y'all are super awesome and amazing. I do also want to point you over at my Patreon at patreon.com/musicfreegaming, where I have exclusive content for subscribers, all sorts of good stuff there. So be sure to check that out. Of course, follow me on the socials, Twitter and Instagram at Music for Gaming. Also TikTok, join the Discord, all that stuff. Like, subscribe, smash that notification. I is real streamer now. Yeah. Okay, so let's take a look now too and see if there's anyone around to raid, because that's always fun. I always like to keep the love going, keep the fun going. Let's see. What is Valera Lynn? Okay. Now she's new. I only just started following her recently, so I think here, so this could be fun. Yes, raiding is definitely cool. Big fan of it myself. What is oh, that's right. She was into all sorts of super modded that she was playing with right now. She was working a mod pack that was it's like all 250 or something, 150 mod, some weird giant mod pack. So this will be all sorts of fun. So we'll go say hi again, share the love. I'll be streaming again on Saturday, starting at 7:30 in the morning Mountain Standard Time. So until then, be excellent to each other. And this is Music Free Gaming signing off.